When the final whistle blew, what was left on the pitch wasn't the joy of victory, it was shouting and shoving. Philadelphia Stadium, in the US. Tournament favourites France faced the tournament Cinderella side, Paraguay, in the round of 16 of the 2026 World Cup. Final score, France 1, Paraguay 0. But what football fans around the world were talking about that day wasn't the scoreline. What they were talking about was the shock of asking, did this really just happen on a World Cup stage? French outlet SoFoot put it this way, this round of 16 match was like a mugging in a dark alley. This was not football. Today, we're going to break down exactly what happened over those 90 minutes, and the storm of comments that followed. First, the background. France looked every bit the favourite in this tournament. They topped their group by beating Senegal, Iraq, and Norway in turn. In the round of 32, they cruised past Sweden thanks to a Mbappé brace. Paraguay's road, on the other hand, was far more dramatic. Their tournament started in the worst possible way, a 4-1 thrashing by the United States in their opening group match. But they survived, reached the round of 32, and there they pulled off a stunner, knocking out powerhouse Germany on penalties. Paraguay, having eliminated Germany to reach the last 16, up to that point, this was a team that deserved applause. And that's exactly why this match was such a letdown. As Britain's Telegraph put it, Paraguay's achievement in beating Germany to reach the round of 16 was completely overshadowed by the unsporting play they showed in this game. The rough tone showed up within the first minute, Paraguay's first foul, and that pattern continued for the full 90. Paraguay's target that day was obvious, France's ace, Kylian Mbappé. Their backline hacked away relentlessly to shut down Mbappé and the attackers behind him. Let's look at the specifics. Andrés Kubos fully kicked out at Adrien Rabiot. Juan Cossais openly whacked Mbappé's leg. Matías Galaza struck at Mbappé's face in a situation with nothing to do with the ball, and even shoved Jules Kounde in the face with his hand. Britain's Guardian, on the moment Galaza hit Mbappé in the face, noted that the referee either didn't see it or didn't care. The BBC commentary team, on the same incident, said that was a moment that could have warranted a red card. And yet, not a single card was shown. Here's how it breaks down by the numbers. Paraguay committed 13 official fouls that day. France, 11. Paraguay were the more physical, more aggressive side. And yet the yellow cards during play read, Paraguay 0, France 3. The ones booked were, in fact, the French players, for protesting and pushing back against Paraguay's rough play. Manicone, Bradley Barcola, and Michael Elize, those three picked up yellow cards. According to French outlet L'Equipe, the only card shown to the Paraguay camp was a single caution given after the final whistle to assistant coach Carlos Gonzalez. Not one player on the pitch was booked. Naturally, the criticism then turned to the referee. In charge that day was Ilgiz Tantashev of Uzbekistan, a man named the Uzbek League's best referee in 2021. But SoFoot's verdict was brutal. Tantashev was a complete novice at World Cup level. He failed to establish his own authority and could not produce a single yellow card against Paraguay. L'Equipe gave the referee a rating of just 1 out of 10. SoFoot mockingly listed Paraguay's game management, tackling players who don't have the ball, sending 2 men to block France's corner kicks, hoofing the ball into the stands, damaging the penalty spot, slapping faces, and protesting to a frightened referee. Even the moment that won France the match came not from the referee, but from VAR. In the 70th minute, as Desire Du cut inside from the left with a sharp dribble, Paraguay's Diego Gomez brought him down. The referee initially kept his whistle silent. Only after VAR intervened was the penalty awarded. SoFoot jabbed, the penalty that was obvious 1,000 times over, awarded only after VAR stepped in. The taker, Mbappé, he converted calmly to put France 1-0 up. And with that goal he reached 7 for the tournament, drawing level with Lionel Messi at the top of the scoring charts. But even this penalty came with controversy. Once VAR confirmed the spot kick, Paraguay's players surrounded the referee, shouting and delaying the kick. And here's the most widely shared moment of all, Paraguay's Gustavo Velasquez stamped on and scuffed up the penalty spot with his foot. A childish trick to spoil the ground where Mbappé would place the ball. It was only after the referee noticed and repaired the turf that Mbappé was finally able to take the kick. And even after the match, Velasquez walked up to the French players and openly picked a fight, trying to provoke a scuffle. Late in the game, Gabriel Avalos elbowed Dayot Upamecano in the stomach, a serious foul, but again, no card. Now, the post-match reactions. The one that drew the most attention was, of course, Mbappé's interview. Having been battered by rough challenges for 90 minutes, Mbappé fired back hard. They probably thought we'd show up in a tuxedo and just play elegant football, but we know how to fight dirty too. If we have to get our hands bloody and play dirty, we'll gladly do it. We won, and we were the far better team than Paraguay. Teammate Ryan Cherky summed it up in a more measured tone. This was a match that showed France can play beautiful football, but won't shy away from war when it's needed. The reactions from outside were even sharper. Former England goalkeeper Joe Hart said, via the BBC, "The behaviour of the Paraguay players was an absolutely unacceptable disgrace. If my teammates had done that, I'd have dragged them straight off the pitch. That not a single yellow card came out is astonishing." Former Germany midfielder Thomas Hitzelsperger clicked his tongue. France fan or neutral, no one will have any respect left for this Paraguay team now. It's worse than the word disgrace can capture. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, taking aim at the officiating standard, quipped, "If I'd played in a match like that, I'd have been sent off for times." And Micah Richards stressed, "Today's game was horrible. There should have been at least 5 or 6 yellow cards." Of course, there's another side to weigh. Most of this criticism came from French and British media, and from perspectives sympathetic to France. From Paraguay's point of view, they held the world's strongest side to a near clean sheet for almost 90 minutes with organized, unyielding defending, and in the end the game was decided by a single penalty won via VAR. Is intense pressing and physicality tactics, or is it unsporting play? There's a genuine difference of temperature depending on where you stand. That said, moments like the elbow strikes, the shove to the face, and the damaging of the penalty spot went beyond tactics. That was the shared assessment of most analysts. And above all, the fact that not one card came out for any of it is what turned this match into a controversy. In the end, France overcame Paraguay's rough play on merit and reached the quarter-finals, continuing their pursuit of a third World Cup title. Their next opponent, Morocco, on July 10th at Boston Stadium, they'll battle for a place in the semifinals. Paraguay, meanwhile, leave behind the moving story they built by beating Germany, going home with nothing but this day's controversy to their name. In one single match, you had the fighting spirit of a giant-killing team and unsporting play that crossed the line, both at once. How did you see it? Was Paraguay's approach gritty warrior spirit, or the ugliest display the World Cup has seen? Let us know in the comments. We'll keep breaking down the World Cup's biggest talking points so you don't miss a thing. See you in the next video.